What we have here is an equation of a line. So if I gave you a very basic equation of a line like x plus y minus 5 equals 0. If I wanted to prove the point 3, 2 was on this line, this point has to cause this equation to balance. So if I replace x with 3, y with 2, you'll see that the both sides of the equation balance. So if it contains the point, it will balance. Therefore, when I replace x with k and y with 2k plus 2 over 3, so I'm going to do 3 times k minus 6 times 2k plus 2 all over 3 plus 2 equals 0. It has to balance because it's clearly on the line. This basically says that k is a regular number. It could be minus a fraction, a decimal, you name it. Either way, we're going to find the value of k. So we're going to get 3k. Now, see the 6 and the 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So now it's a minus 2. Minus 2 multiplied by 2k is minus 4k. Minus 2 multiplied by plus 2 is minus 4 as well. And then you have your plus 2 here. Now, 3k take away 4k is minus 1k. And then we're going to have minus 4 plus 2, which is minus 2. I'm going to bring the k to the right. So I'm just going to get minus 2 equals k. And long and behold, that is the first answer. It was a very easy part 1. Actually, it was worth 10 marks. Okay, that was actually worth 10 marks. Now, let's go down a little bit. The point P is on the line x minus 2y minus 8. The point P is also a distance of 1 unit from the line 3x, 4x plus 3y plus 6 equals 0. Find the value of s and the corresponding value of t. Okay, let's dissect this information one by one. Let's take it one line at a time. Let's just take this piece of information on its own. This means that when I replace x with s and y with t, it has to balance. So I'm just going to get s minus 2 times t minus 8 equals 0. So quite simply, I'm going to get s minus 2t equals 8 when I move the 8 to the other side. That's one equation done and dusted. The next thing is the point S, the point P, which is ST. This is a point, and it has a distance of 1 unit from this line. So here's your line, and there's your distance. To me, that's reminding me of the perpendicular distance. Okay. And once again, since I am studying, I'm going to check this first. Yes, it's the perpendicular distance formula. Okay, so it doesn't say perpendicular distance is the only thing. So in a way, I am sort of in the blind on that. On page 19, I'm going for ax1 plus by1 plus c all over a squared plus b squared. That is the perpendicular distance of a point to a line, and that's the d value. Now we have a list. We have d value is 1. A value is 4. B value is 3. C value is 6. Get all of them from the line. My x1 value is s, and my y1 value is t. Now I'm going to fill in the formula. 1 equals ax1 is going to be 4 times, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 4 times s plus 3 times t plus c, which is plus 6, all over the square root of a squared plus b squared. A squared plus b squared is 4 squared plus 3 squared. Okay, then we're going to get 1 equals, that's going to be 4s plus 3t. And my s's look a lot like 5s, so I have to make sure that I make the s a lot smaller so I don't get mixed up. Plus 6 all over the square root of 5. Now guys, if I square this out right now, so if I bring the 5 upwards and I say 5 equals 4s plus 3t plus 6, if I square that out, that's an absolute mammoth thing to square out. So what I'm thinking is I have 2 parts of the equation. I used the yellow part here, and this part that I just used here a second ago is the blue part. And that, so this blue part is this equation here. Now what I'm thinking is if I can somehow use my yellow equation, which is this part here, I can somehow use this yellow equation to influence the blue equation to be smaller, I might have an easier time squaring it out. So here's my plan. This one has 2 letters. I'd like to get it down to 1 letter. Would be nice. And sorry, ignore the squared for a minute. I haven't squared out both sides yet. I brought the 5 up and multiplied it by the 1. I'm eventually going to square both sides to get rid of the modulus sign. But here's what I'm thinking. S equals 2t plus 8. Okay? And then for s, because see the way it has a for s here, multiply both sides by 4, it'd be 8t plus 32. So this is basically 8t plus 32. And that means that 8t plus 3t is 11t, and 32 plus 6, 38. And now all of a sudden, and that's a 5, not an s. Now all of a sudden, I'm in a position to square both sides. So I'm going to square both sides. I'm going to get 25. Okay. And I'm going to get 25. I'm going to get 11t. It's going to be 11t plus 38 multiplied by another 11t plus 38. Okay. So it's going to be 121t squared. 11 times 38 is 418. So it's going to be 418t plus another 418t. And then it's going to be 38 by 38, which is 1444. Okay, going to bring it all to one side. 121t squared. 418 plus 418 is 836. T squared, or sorry, just t. And then 144 minus 25 is plus 1419. Now, you're not going to mess around too much with this. You're just going to do the minus b formula straight away. So it's going to be minus b is going to be minus 836 plus or minus the square root of 836 squared minus 4 times 121 times 1419 all over the square root of 2 times 121. Now, that's quite a demanding minus b formula. But then again, we are honors level. One, two, 1419, and 2 times 121. 3. Imagine it, the answer coming out as that. T is minus 3. And then, sort of disappointed almost that it comes out so easy. And then the other answer is 43 over minus 43 over 11. Now, let's reread the question. Find a value of s and a corresponding value of t. So only wants one value of each one. So they're both the correct answer for t. It just says find a value, so I can do either one. It doesn't say find both values, it says find a value. So it's 2t plus 8, so 2t plus 8. 2 times minus 3 plus 8. 8 take away 6. There's my answer. S equals 2 and t equals minus 3. That's for full marks. Or it could be, I could also get the other version of it. This one here. But the stress of that, put it into my calculator. And when I put that into my calculator, it's going to come out as 2 over 11. So happy days with that. Okay, and unfortunately, we're still not done. We're on to the next question. Points A is 4, 2, C is 16, 11, and are the fair to say is of triangle ABC shown below. D, E are points on CA and CB respectively. the ratio of AD compared to DC is 2:1. Find the length of A to D. Well, I'd love to know what the length D is to begin. So I'm going to do my usual trick, all right? This length is twice, so the red line is twice the length of the blue line. Oh, that's easy. We don't even have to do, I was going to do like find the point, but I can just get the total length and divide it by 3, which is probably what I should do. Just get the total length from A to C, and then just get 2/3 of it, because it's going to be 2/3 of the total length. So that would probably be the quickest way of doing this. Okay, so we're going to use the x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So get the length of A to C, call you x2, y2, call you x1, y1. And what we're going to get is 16 take away 4 squared plus y2, which is 11 take away 2 squared. Going to be an answer 15, okay? So it's going to equal 15. And then 2/3 of 15, because the red line is 2/3 of the total line of AC. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2/3 of it, 2/3 of 15, and that gives me 10. Happy days. Now, AB and DE are horizontal line segments. So AB and DE are horizontal line segments. Means they're parallel to each other, if you will. Okay, and I also have a couple of lengths at my disposal here. I know that that's 10. I know that that's 5. Okay. AB is 33. So going from A to B is 33 units. And find the coordinates of B and of E. So I have to find the coordinates of B and E. Ooh, it's going to be tricky. B and E. And they go horizontal. Oh, that's handy actually. B is handy anyway. See the way you're at 4, 2, and you go 33 across. 33 directly across is 33 to the x value only. So it's 33 to the x value only, okay? So you're just going to add 33 onto 4, and you're going to get 37. So B is going to be the point 37, 2, because you're just adding 33 onto the 4. So that's handy. Now what's not handy is D to E. D to E is not handy at all. So here's what we're going to do with D to E. D to E is what's called a similar triangle. Okay. Now, once again, we'll just cover this at junior cert. We hoped, but we probably didn't cover it so far in leaving cert. Okay. So here's the deal with similar triangles. If two triangles are the same size, the same shape, so I'll create two triangles here. Here's one triangle. Here's the other triangle. Okay. They're the same shape, therefore they're in the same ratio. So give me an example. If that's 20, that's 10. If that's 30, see the way 20 and 10 are in the same shape? So that means the big triangle is twice as big as the small triangle. So 20 divided by 10 is twice as big. So that means 30 divided by 2, that'll have to be 15. And for argument's sake, if this was 8, 8 multiplied by 2 would have to make that one 16. So when we look up our triangles here, up top, okay? So I'm talking about the big triangle and the small triangle on top. So I'm talking about, basically talking about this small red triangle here. And then I'm talking about the huge triangle, the big blue one here. Okay, so when we talk about the two of them together, okay, so here's what we're going to look at. When you look at the two of them together, this will be the big triangle, which has a length of 15 and a length of 33 here. And then we have the small red triangle, which I'll just do here, and it has a length of 5. Now it's 1/3 of the size of the big triangle. So that means D to E is automatically 11. because D to E would be 11 across, if that makes sense, because it's like 1/3 of 33. Now, what that leaves me at next is I have to find the point D is going to be my real problem here. So I have to find the point D. All right, I'm going to find the point D using the following method. It's a ratio of 2:1, okay, which is 3 parts. Okay, 4 goes up to 16. That's plus 12 to x. 2 goes up to 11. That's plus 9 to y. Now, I want 2 parts because it's 2 to every 1. It's a ratio of 2:1. So for me, I'm going to get 2/3 or 2/3 of 12 and 2/3 of 6. That's going to be 8 to x, and it's going to be 6 to y. Add on 8 and 6 onto 4 and 2, and this point here will be 12/8. 12/8 plus the extra 11 across will turn that into 23/8. Some people would prefer to use the formula on the bottom of page 18, okay? And the formula on the bottom of page 18 reads something like this. It goes bx1 plus ax2 all over b plus a. And it's by1 plus ay2, by1 plus ay2 all over b plus a. Okay, let's do a is 2, b is 1. Let's do it alphabetical order. X1, Y1 is 42, and X2, Y2 is 16 and 11. Let's put in the numbers because I know some of you do this at home. So it's going to be 1 times X1, 1 times 4. Is that right? 1 times 4 plus 2 times X2, which is 16, all over B plus A. A plus B is 3 on the bottom. And then the next one is BY1, which is going to be 1 times 2 plus 2 times y2, which is 8. Once again, all over 3. And this turns out to be 36 over 3, which is 12. And this one here, oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. AY2 is 2 times 11. That makes sense then. So that'd be 24 over 3, which is 12a. No matter what, I got 12a. Then 12a plus the 11 going across is 23/8. And we finally got the quaternions of B and E using the method shown. Okay.